Hello and welcome back to State of the Plan. Today I want to go over a few things in this episode. We're coming up to the end of the year and a lot's been happening. I've been ridiculously busy with stuff and I thought it was time to spill a few beans and let you know what's actually happening. But first I'd like to talk a little bit about etiquette. And I think a simple way to explain it is this: how to be a transport nerd but not a transport turd. Etiquette is really important to the sorts of things that I do. And quite frankly, it's one of the ideas and key forming factors in sort of the professional career space. For the most part, I've found people have been pretty good. I've found some good, loyal people, but unfortunately also, in the same regard, found some who kind of drive me up the wall. So I'd love to cover off some of the do's and don'ts of etiquette on the interweb. Now, this can be a source of friendliness, and it can also be a source of amusement, and it can be a source of frustration. Now, often I get some great comments. I get people asking good questions. I get people, looking at things a little more critically, and these are great. Occasionally you just get the odd mean, rude comment, which is pretty simple. There's a report button for that, and I'm not afraid to use it. The more complicated affair is comments that don't add value to things and comments that are just a little bit frustrating. I need to sort of point out, with the ethos of what I do, this is really not a transport enthusiast channel, and that's quite abundantly clear. What I do is I look at professional standards and professional opinion. Yes, I am actually an enthusiast myself, don't get me wrong, and I take pride in that. But if I reviewed transport purely from an enthusiast perspective, it would ignore my professional goals and it would actually ignore the importance of the professional opinion I need to hold, and I do hold. That's probably why I haven't done many reviews on high-floor buses, for example. I think accessible transport is a very important thing, and that's not to say I won't be doing reviews of high-floor vehicles or vehicles with limited accessibility, but it's to say that I think it's very important to meet those accessibility goals, because at the end of the day, public transport is a service for all, and if people with mobility impairments and any other visible or invisible disabilities are unable to use public transport, it's really not good as a public service. I think moving into the comments side of things again, learn when to read, when to pick your comments, please. So I posted a little thing about a graduation that I had last year. So it's been a year since I finished uni, and that was a big moment. Wonderful time. You put 4 years of effort and quite a lot of money that's now in HEX debt into doing something. You put a little post in hindsight about it, and then the comments section is not, congratulations or even nothing. It's random stuff that doesn't really relate. So just think a little bit before. It would be much appreciated. I think the other thing is, I also get a lot of enthusiast comments, and that's great. I'm glad that there are people in the transport enthusiast space that are really enjoying these videos too. I think one key thing about the ethos of what I do, though, is it's not really about enthusiast transport content. So I'm probably not going to be waxing lyrical about gearbox and bus engine sounds, but more to the point, I just include a few of those little things so you can get a bit of a feel for what the service and the vehicle is like. I certainly know there are people who are probably a little bit more enthusiastic about that side than even I am, and I have to appreciate that as well. It's probably just not that that's the main focus of what I do. And I think this is a great segue into the next thing that I will be presenting, and that is Busweek 3, which I am really looking forward to showing you and showcasing, because it's a big production. It's been quite time and resource intensive. I've spent a lot of time doing scripts, and I've travelled to some pretty far-flung places to actually get the vehicles on that service. I will take this into consideration before telling you how much I've done. Not all of these vehicles are in Queensland, so definitely keep an eye out. It's going to be a good series, and that's going to start Monday next week, the 21st, so 4:45 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week, you know where to be. And I think that probably wraps up the main things. All I want to say is 2021 is going to be an interesting year. There's a lot of cards on the table, a lot of possibilities that I'm looking at, and I'm really excited for the future. I think there's going to be a lot happening next year, and it's going to be a busy time. I know, certainly with whatever decision I make, likely it's going to involve working a lot harder than this year, but I'm ready for that. I look forward to the challenge. I don't know what impact this is going to have on the videos and work that I do now, but either way, I think it's going to be an exciting time, and I'm not planning to just drop off the radar. I want to be with you on the journey and show you around too a little bit, as much as I can. So I'd like to say thanks for joining me. As always, stay safe and get ready for a great Christmas. But before I go, if you haven't already subscribed to Talking Planning, you know what to do. I'd appreciate it if you can. And if you've enjoyed today's video, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, share it far and wide, and I'll see you again soon.